Unit 1, Government Policies and Public Services. So guys, today we're going to be talking about policies affecting the military services. There's 4 different policies that affect the military services. You've got declaration of war, you've got increased use of reserve forces, you've got increased use of technology, and you've got links with other international services. On your specific table, you're going to be listening about declaration of war. A declaration of war is a formal declaration issued by a national government indicating that a state of war exists between that nation and another. In the United Kingdom, only the monarch has the power to declare war and peace. The monarch is advised by the Prime Minister, the monarch being the Queen, and the Prime Minister, as I know you already know, being David Cameron. The armed services exist as servants, if you like, to the government, and can only go to military action when ordered. There have been no declarations of war since the Second World War, although British armed forces have taken place in armed conflict on numerous occasions. The question: what is the difference between a war and conflict? A war is always a conflict, however, conflict doesn't always have wars. You could have conflict with family and friends, politicians have conflicts between each other and themselves, or they even have conflict with different parties. Within your pair, I want you to think about some example of conflict. So I want you to think about some different examples of conflict. It may be examples that you've seen on the news. It may be examples of conflict that you've had with your family. I just want you to think about an example of conflict. So for that, you're going to need to pause the recording. Most wars often occur within a country, not between countries. This is called a civil war. The services play a vital role, not just in combat, but in peacekeeping and humanitarian efforts. As 90% of our country are multicultural, the level of conflict shows no sign of decreasing. Civil war is now much more common than international wars. The world as a whole has been getting incrementally less peaceful every year since 2007, following a trend that had seen a global move away from conflict since the end of the Second World War. Within your poster, I want you to use some examples of wars that happened. So maybe who we went to war with, who declared the war, maybe even the reasons as to why the war was declared. I want this poster that you make to be informative so that when you present it to the other groups, they are able to use this information to help aid their assignments.